What up, Laker Nation? You here with your boy Kareem. How you guys doing? I'm pissed off today, man. I'm pissed off. But I got a little relief today from the Phoenix Suns. I'm glad that the Phoenix Suns won. I told you guys when I did the preview, the keys what Phoenix Suns need to do to win. I told you they needed a big game from Devin Booker, a 40-point game from Devin Booker. I said that they need a big game for DeAndre Ayton, and I said that they got to keep Paul George. If he's shooting, if they could get him at least 40% from the field, they could win the game. And Paul George didn't shoot too well from the field today, and they pulled it off and got the victory. So I was spot on from that the keys of the game, and I told y'all that Phoenix need to stay the course at least to the third quarter, and then I like Phoenix from there. I told you that game was up in the air. I wasn't too sure about that game, but I said if Phoenix could get close, at least by the third quarter, because the Phoenix had a long layoff, and sometimes long layoff, especially with young teams, it throw you off rhythm. And Clippers had 4 straight good games, so they had a good momentum going. So I said that if Phoenix could stay close by the third quarter, I like Phoenix. So everything I said about that game, I was right on. What I said about earlier, you guys go check the video out. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Now, I'm just pissed off, man. Ben Simmons, $200 million. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Joel B played with one leg. He had one leg. They said that the regular season he'd been out at least a month with that injury. He tried coming back. He played. He really didn't have no lift. Everybody blamed him for the game. I think game 3 where they say he should have dunked. Game 4 where he say he should have dunked, but he didn't really have no lift on his legs. But come on, you was getting good game consistently out of Seth Curry. Tobias, after that stinker he did, he at least played decent for the other 2 games, even though he getting 180 and he's still not that, but he was respectable. I can't even talk about Tobias Harris right now. Ben Simmons, how you shoot 4 shots in a game 7 in your building, 4 shots. That goes to show he didn't care. All that. Now look at his numbers. Look what he did. Look at his last 3 games. 8 points, 6 points, 5 points. And he had a 4-point game in game 2. Game 2, he had 4 points. So that means he had under double figures in 4 of the 7 games. In one game, he had 11, barely got double figures. Like, it's no excuse. And it's bad. I see why Joel B is pissed off. And that's why I said guys sometimes get too attached to these players. Talk about potential. See what's there. He don't have no heart. Ben Simmons has no heart. He has no heart. Ben Simmons is bad. Who Philly gonna trade for him now? Who they gonna right now? A lot of teams. 5 years in the NBA. Look what he did. See, it's not like that was no excuse. If he would have shot, let's say if he'd have shot 4 for 20. If he's 4 for 20, I would respect him more. How you shoot 4 shots in an elimination game in your building after you done after this? Because normally when people had played bad games, you had an 8-point game, you shot 4 shots. You had a 6-point game, you had shot 6 shots, and then you had a 4-point game. 5-point game today with 4 shots. I don't want to hear about but he had. Look at his other numbers across the board. See, sometimes it's about them buckets. See, I tell people all the time. They say, what would you rather have? A high-power offensive player or a high-power defensive player? And that's a perfect example. Like a guy like James Harden, he's a high-power offensive player. Or guys like Gilbert Arenas. I would take that any day over a supposed to be defensive stopper, because really you're not really stopping. That's why I said it's a myth. these people try to tell you, oh, and try to preach this stuff to you. Oh, a great defender. Yeah, some people be great defenders, but at the end of the day, on some real shit, you're not really stopping nobody. You can make things rough, or you can make, but you're not really stopping nobody. You're not. Who really you saw time and time and yet did stop? Nobody. Nobody. You're not really stopping nobody. But offensively, you could be very explosive and change the game. Ben Simmons is sad. Is bad, and Philadelphia. I don't know why wouldn't they make that trade for Harden. You saw him, and then Brett Brown got fired, and they was basically saying Brett Brown didn't know what he doing. He not use Ben Simmons. It was Brett Brown's fault, and Brett Brown was the one who really advocated for him to go to Philly because Brett Brown knew his father and knew Ben Simmons' father, and Brett Brown knew Ben Simmons since he was a kid out in Australia. He knew Ben Simmons. And a lot of people, and some people in Philadelphia organization was impressed with Brandon Ingram. They was impressed with him, but Brent Brown was like, he fought hard for Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons didn't have a good workout with the Sixers. And a lot of people, when he didn't have a good workout with the Sixers, a lot of people were saying he dogged it to for the Lakers, for Sixers not to draft him, and for the Lakers to draft him. I don't know if you guys remember that. And they was like, he did, and they was like, and a lot of people in the organization thought that he dogged it because he wanted to play with the Lakers. That was like the thing, that he wanted to play in LA and wanted Philadelphia to draft him. I mean, wanted the Lakers to draft him. That's why he came out and was like, I don't care who I play with. I like to go number one. He came out and said that. But Ben Simmons, like, who you gonna trade him for? Just think about it. You done invested all these number one picks. When Philadelphia went to when they was tanking, all them guys gone. All them guys they had gone. Now you left the Simmons and the B. You had Nerlens Noel gone. You had Markelle Fultz gone. You had Jahlil Okafor gone. And then not counting your other draft picks, Dario Saric, and lottery picks you had. You had all these guys came and went, and the last two standing was a B and Simmons, and ain't in the world you could go back. Like, he didn't care. See, he basically told Philadelphia's fans, gave them the minute, he didn't even care. Them fans out there passionate and like, come on, fans of the Bill, you do something like that. Like, come on, I don't want to hear he a jump shot away. All he need to do work on jump. He didn't even take no shots. It's one thing, like I said, if he's 4 for 20 and they be like, he just can't shoot. But he's missing. He ain't even shoot. That's disrespectful. What Ben Simmons did was disrespectful. It was very disrespectful. Elimination game, y'all got a chance to go to the conference finals, game 7 with a lesser team. A lesser team. Look what Harden. You got to give Harden a big credit. Harden played with one leg. Everybody know James Harden. James Harden is shooting. James Harden was in a lot of pain, and he went out there and he did give it. Look what James Harden did. Injured. And the Bucks is a good team at the end of the day. The Hawks, Trae Young shot 5 for 23. 5 for 23. Come on now. Like, that's what I'm saying. And let Kevin Hertel get hot. Like, that should have never happened, man. That shouldn't have never happened. And it's very disrespectful, man. It's very disrespectful. Ben Simmons didn't care. He a disrespectful guy because you go out there and put on a performance like that for and then who saw this? He had to lay it. All he had to do an easy dunk. He passed it. An easy dunk. He passed it. My thing is, and I'm gonna give Philadelphia a trade that I think might work because now Houston kind of, but I don't think Houston gonna want it because Ben Simmons get $200 million, and Tillman Fertitta is tight. he don't really like to give up off that money. I would trade Ben Simmons for Eric Gordon and Christian Woods. I trade him for Eric Gordon and Christian Wood. They might do it. I They might do it, but then again they might not because they got John Wall in their books. But Ben Simmons young, and they did take heat for not getting anything from Harden. But especially Christian Wood, like I went out. That trade I will make. Ben Simmons for Christian Wood and Eric Gordon. Yes, Eric Gordon has injury histories and everything like that, and he's getting older. But just Christian Woods, I would do that. Him and Ben Simmons, I think, would be a good pairing. I would do that. Christian Woods and Eric Gordon for Ben. That I think Houston might do that because they got to save face and get a face, at least Ben Simmons' name, and there may be some hope behind him. But he's pathetic. He's disrespectful. He didn't care. He showed no heart. You're getting $200 million. You show no heart. Tobias Harris is Tobias Harris. You knew what you was getting with him. That's why I would have never gave him the 180. Never. And that's what's wrong. Let me talk to the NBA. This is the problem a lot of these owners has, and a lot of these general managers. You got to be real with yourself. Don't overpay for these guys. Some guys you sit there and you let them walk. As a player, might not be as good as him, but Mike could do some of the things he can do. I'm not overpaying for a guy. I'm not. I'm just not for some of these guys. These guys don't show no heart. Joe Harris, $75 million. I would have never gave Joe Harris $75 million. The minute they start talking that, I would have moved off to him. They'd have been better off getting Alec Burke, who the Knicks had. I'd have paid Alex Burke. Alex Burke ain't even get paid that much money. But Alex Burke aggressive. And Alex Burke is, like I say, if you look at it, Joe Harris, he led the league in 3-point shooting. Look at his form. He could shoot. Alec Burke, they consider a streaky shooter. But you know what? Alec Burke go hard. And Alec Burke would have played way better than Joe Harris. Oh, Davis Bertans, look at him. He could shoot. Oh, he lights out. He's a sniper. He's a shooter. You get this man $80 million? Bertans did nothing. He did nothing. There's guys out there you could have got way, way cheaper than that. Like, come on. Like y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. I'm going to get into some stuff, but I'm just pissed off because I want to see a good game with Philly. I like Philadelphia. I always liked Philadelphia. It's a backstory with my name. When I was born, my mom, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, changed his name the year I was born. So my mom named me Kareem. She saw it. It was on the news. She didn't have a name for me. I was born. She was sitting there, she was watching the news, and they saying Kareem. And she said, I'm going to name my son Kareem. And Doc, where I got Doc from, Dr. J. And Dr. J, I got that name because the way I used to play ball, I used to always do this move like Dr. J. Used to go like this, and I used to like Dr. J. Dr. J, I used to try to wear my socks high and wristband, and I had like a little short little afro when I was little, and I used to go like this. And Dr. J used to do that. So people start calling me Doc. And I'm like, when I started watching basketball, the Sixers and the Lakers was two great teams. So I'm like, oh, this guy got my name, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I was liking Kareem because he had my name. You know when you little stuff attracted to people. Oh, he got my name. So that drew me to the Lakers. And then Doc, he got my name too. And Doc, I had Doc name. But the thing that made me like the Lakers, now I kind of like the both of them. Come on, Mom, but how you going to vote for them? My mom's like, if anything, you should vote for the Sixers because they're in the East Coast. But I'm going to tell you a little quick story. But what made me go with the Lakers one day, because the first ever game I saw Lakers and Sixers. That's how I was like torn in between what team I like. So I think it was the Lakers and the Rockets or Phoenix Suns. Cause the second game I saw, and I can't remember the exact team it was. I saw the Lakers and Sixers, so I was like in both teams. I ain't have no favorite. And then the next time the Lakers play, I watched them, and I saw them doing all these passes. Magic Johnson doing these passing and they dunking. It was Showtime. Then they had the yellow shirts, and then they was high fiving and doing. I said, "Yo!" And then I was like, "I'm a Laker fan." And I said, "Lakers my number one team, and Philly my second team." Philly been my second team for a long time. Then when I got a little older, just like I just scratched them. Then it's just strictly Laker fan. But I want them to win because I love to see them in Milwaukee. Now Milwaukee, and one thing about Milwaukee, Giannis thirsty. He didn't like how he went out last year. He gonna come to play. I don't see Atlanta doing that to them. I just don't see it because they got physical president PJ Tucker, who gonna get physical with them. What Utah should have did. They got physical with the Clippers. Then they got Drew Holiday. He gonna be in Trae Young ass. He gave Damian Lillard. He the only player I ever saw gave Damian Lillard problems. We all knew that when Lillard was in New Orleans. I mean, when Drew Holiday was in New Orleans, he gave Lillard problems. So Trae Young ain't gonna be going off like that with him. And then, like the other guys, Milwaukee played solid defense. I I see that game in 5. I think Milwaukee in 5. But man, I'm just pissed off, man. I was hoping to have both teams win both of my predictions. I can't believe Philly lost at home. Game 7. This guy took 4 shots. Ben Simmons is a disgrace. I want y'all to leave y'all comments about Ben Simmons. Let me know what y'all think. And what trade you think that's out there for Ben Simmons. Because you're not going to really get no all-star play in return. You're not. Peace.